The moving finger writes, and heaven writ moves on. Not all thy piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy words wash out a word of it. What the commentator is trying to say here is that what you don't do, what you do, whatever it is, if you don't do it, you cannot correct it. You have to do it now. The people who are standing here today and the people who are not standing here today, those who have dedicated themselves in the past and those who will dedicate themselves in the future, have to be laser focused on what we have to do next. And that's the question, because you've heard it here. You've heard it here. Every speaker here has told you, and you already know, those that are standing here, of what the problem is, and you know that it has to be dealt with. But you got to understand, I've heard a lot of criticism of the people in this building back here called legislators. I'm a legislator. I want you to understand, I didn't hear one word that was inaccurate. Did you hear what I said? What I'm talking about is that I come down here every year, I do my work, I join my colleagues, we work hard. In fact, everybody in that building works hard, but some of them seem not to have a clue. Some of them stand up and profess that they are great Christians. And then I look over my shoulder and I say to myself, is that the Christianity that I was taught growing up? It doesn't make sense when you know that you're going to have winners and you're going to have losers. And you do not take in consideration the fact that, as my colleague before said, have not considered the word justice. And we might add to that fairness in this process. We all know that the resources are finite. There's not everything for everybody out here. But that doesn't mean that we can't be fair in the distribution of that. That doesn't mean that we have to keep people under a legacy of slavery, because that's what we're talking about. This is a legacy we're talking about here. When we're talking about black folks, in fact, we're talking about white folks too. The fact of the matter is that they know that for political reasons that they maintain this particular posture to someone's detriment, black and, I got to say, white. They divide us, black and white, so that they can perpetuate the policies that we're complaining about here today. Now, I can't stand here and tell you that there are bad, mean, evil people in that building. I know a lot of them personally. I like 2 or 3 of them. But the fact of the matter is that these good people quite often are doing some bad things. They think they're doing right, but the only thing you got to do is look around you and look at the results of the actions that are taken, the policies that we adopt, and look at the winners and look at the losers. So this is the life that me and my colleagues that are out here and those that aren't here live. And we fight it every single day. You know, when they did that pension bill, and when they did the budget, and they did that revenue bill, they did it under the darkness of night. They excluded every individual. Somebody said they didn't care whether it's Democrat or Republican. I'm Democrat, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm Democrat for a reason, but I want to tell you the Republicans, I got to say it because it's the truth. The Republicans cut out Democratic input. I represent 115,000 people. Like every senator in the legislature, and I've got to tell you that every Democrat who represented those individuals was cut out of the ability to input that process. And what did you get? I'm not saying everything is bad in that bill, but I got to tell you there's some bad things in that bill. And there's some winners and losers in that bill. We got 2 days left We got 2 days left. Oh, I'm proud of those teachers that came up here, I got to tell you. But I got to tell you, we got 2 days left on the 13th and the 14th of this month. How many of you will be here then? How many of your friends will be here then? Are you going to be quiet as we still proceed down that road, because there's a lot still on the table? House Bill 169 is alive and well. It's sitting right there, ready to be put into policy. But you can stop it. You can stop it if you show up and you let yourself be heard along with those of us that oppose it. We have to stand together. We have to come together. But we have to act. We have to act. We have to act now and tomorrow and the next day. And if we do, when we talk about what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about, that dream will be realized. God bless you. Thank you very much.